Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the most powerful features of Microsoft Dataverse, which is the business rules and validation. So whether you're new to Dataverse or you're just looking to automate and validate data with ease, this tutorial has you covered. So without further ado, let's jump in. So what exactly are business rules? Business rules in Dataverse allows you to create logic that runs on the form, like the same one you're seeing on the screen, and tables without writing any single line of code, right? So you don't have to write any JavaScript. I want to hide this certain field. I want to set the default value for this field. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to know any other programming languages. But in Dataverse, the business rules will help you to automate processes like setting up the fields values, validating data, even showing you error messages. And all of this makes it easier to enforce business logic and ensure that your data is always accurate. Before we jump into creating business rules, I wanted you to appreciate the form that we'll be working with. So on the screen here, we have got the customer feedback form. So it has got different fields like the name of the customer, the email, the feedback type, and so on and so forth. But our main goal in this video is to make this form smarter by applying business rules to show or hide fields, make certain fields required based on a certain condition, validate data, and even automate default values. To get started with creating a business rule for our feedback form, we need to head over to our Dataverse tables, right? And here I'll find our customer feedback form. And then from here, I'll click on business rules under customizations. And you see that currently we don't have any rules that are applied to this form. And the first ever rule that we want to add is a conditional field visibility, whereby we want to hide this urgency level if the feedback type is complement. Only if the feedback type is either complaint or suggestion, that's where we can have this visible. At the same time, we can default it to be a mandatory field. So how we go about that? Let's go back here under business rules for our table. I'll click on new business rule. It will open up in a new tab. And at the very top here, this is just a definition of our business rule. You can add the business rule name. You can add description so that if you're working with a team, the team can also appreciate exactly what the business rule is achieving. In here, this is the window, the space that we'll be working with. And to the far right, we have got the components. These are some of the items that some of the flows and conditions and the actions that we can add to our logic. And we also have the properties as well. This will all make sense when we start adding information to the business rule. So the business rule is to have a condition to say if the feedback type is complement. So I'll select the condition in here for our entity, the field if feedback type is complement. But on the form, you see that there are some other instances when you're loading the form, you haven't selected anything. So we also want to specify to say or when nothing has been selected. So when nothing has been selected, we'll add another condition at the top here, just say new under the same rule. And for this one, we'll also specify to say feedback type doesn't contain data. So if the feedback type equals to complement, it's not and, it should be or the feedback type does not contain any data. I'll copy this name, add it in here as the display name so that if my team members are working on this as well, they can appreciate how everything is flowing. So if the feedback type equals complement or feedback type does not contain any data, then what should happen? We don't have any action that happens after this condition has been applied. So to add an action, I'll go to components, and from here I'll select the set visibility. I'll set the visibility of the agency level to false when this is true, which means we just hide the agency level. Always don't forget to apply. But if this is false, okay, meaning to say it's neither complement or empty, I'll copy this. So to copy, just select the action, copy, paste, select where you want to paste it on, and we're not hiding, we are showing. Show the urgency level. I'll select this to yes, apply. At the same time, we also want to make the agency field a mandatory field. So I'll select the agency level, business required. Don't forget to apply, give it a name, feedback, right? When you're done with creating this, click on save at the very top. And now what it will do is it will validate to see if everything is functional and it has been configured properly. And after that, in order for us to have this action, this business rule applied to our form, we need to activate this rule. So just click on activate, it will process, do the validation, and then it will give you a window where you can just activate it. When that is done, I'll just go back to my form, right? And let's do a hard refresh. Okay, you see that by just activating the business rule, what we've achieved is at the same time the agency has been hidden just by that business rule. Meaning to say, if I select this is just a complement, nothing will happen. But if I select that this is a complaint, the agency level will appear and it will be a mandatory field. Same applies to suggestion. If I want to set it back to complement, it will still hide that particular field. So when it comes to conditional field visibility, that's how you can set it up, and that's how the business process rule will also be applied to the logic. That is all for today. We've walked through how to set up field validation and make fields conditional required using business rules in Dataverse. These simple yet powerful rules can significantly enhance your form's functionality without having to write any code. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments below if you have got any questions or feedback. And if you're interested in more advanced business rules or need help with complex scenarios, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll cover that in a future video. It has been me, Steven. Thank you.